Hey everybody, Console Collector here. 2023 is officially wrapped up, and for today's video, we're going to take a look at my top 5 games that I played in 2023. Now, these games didn't necessarily come out in 2023, these are just games I played in 2023. But with that said, spoiler alert, there are some games in this list that came out in 2023. One quick thing, there may be some spoilers in this video if you haven't played any of these games featured, just as a heads up. Honestly, unless you've been living under a rock, you've seen that 2023 has had some amazing games released. It definitely was hard to pick only 5 games that I played this year, so I will feature a couple of honorable mentions as the video goes on, but these top 5 are my 5 favorites that I played in 2023. Coming in at number 5 is Skull Monkeys for the original PlayStation. I would definitely consider this a hidden gem on the original PlayStation. The original PlayStation, and the N64 for that matter, really focused on 3D graphics, but the PS1 had a lot of great games that were 2D and just really unique and fun. And that's what this game is. It's unique, it's fun, and it's got a little dash of weird to it. Yeah, when I was playing through this game, I had a good laugh at a few parts. Aside from laughing, there were some really odd parts where I was just kind of like, what the heck? This is so just random. The cutscenes in this game are all stop motion or claymation, and they actually are done really well. But again, they're so weird. I just was really not expecting some of the weird things that happen in these cutscenes. For instance, there's one cutscene where the main character just finds this can of beans, and he really wants it, and he starts eating it. And yeah, just take a look. It's so random. I just kind of chuckled also while being weirded out. The art style of this game is really cool. As I mentioned, the cutscenes are claymation, but even the gameplay itself has this claymation look to it. It's just really different and unique, and when you see gameplay of Skull Monkeys, you know what it is. Skull Monkeys is actually just a 2D platformer, and it kind of gives me Earthworm Jim vibes. I'm a really big fan of these older 2D platformers, and the PlayStation 1 honestly had just tons of them. And a lot of them got overlooked because everyone was all about 3D graphics. I remember back in the day when I was playing games in this generation, we all wanted the coolest, newest 3D looking games. Nobody paid attention to 2D games like this, or Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, or even one of my favorite PS1 games, Punky Skunk. One thing I want to mention about this game is the soundtrack. If you actually stop and listen to some of the lyrics of these songs, you're going to have a good laugh, especially the bonus room. If you ever played Skull Monkeys and you know this bonus room theme, it's wild. To sum it up, Skull Monkeys is a really fun, unique platformer for the original PlayStation. It even has a really cool lenticular cover. I've had this game for quite a while now. I'm really happy I was able to make time to play it in 2023. Skull Monkeys is a lot of fun for the PS1. EDF! Coming at number 4, we have Earth Defense Force Iron Rain for the PS4. Longtime fans of the channel know how much I love the EDF series. Earth Defense Force games are amazing, they're fun, they're really a simple concept, but again, they're so much fun. This was the final game in the series that I've had to play. That's right, I've played every other Earth Defense Force game up to this point. And I do believe this is the most recent release that they've done of the EDF games. This is actually from Japan. It never got a release here, so I did have to import it, and that's mainly why it took me so long to get around to this one. What's great about this game is it plays completely in English. Once you pop it in your PS4, you have no idea that it's even an import. Everything was in English. The words, the voiceovers, everything, all English. So if you're a fan of the EDF series, there's no reason why you can't import this and give it a play. There really isn't that much to say about Earth Defense Force Iron Rain. It's just another game in the EDF series. Some of the games, they add new features, they add different kind of classes, weapons, but really, at its core, it's the same thing it's been for years, as this one feels a lot like Earth Defense Force 5, which I recently completed last year. In Iron Rain, it's pretty much just like the other EDFs. You're shooting big bugs, little robots, medium-sized robots, huge robots, even these giant motherships. It really is just senseless fun that doesn't seem to get repetitive for me. I just love it. I can play this game for hours on end. And yeah, sometimes games don't have to look the best or even run the best to be fun. It just has this simple concept that is really fun. And if you've never played an EDF game, it's hard to explain. Looking at this video here, it probably looks kind of boring and will get repetitive, but just something about it keeps you hooked. I don't know how to explain it. You just got to play this series. There's something very unique about it that is just pick up and fun, and you can just play. It's pretty much the opposite of modern day RPGs where you got to sink, 100, 200, 300 hours into a game. This game you can literally just pick up, play for a couple hours, do a couple missions, and turn it off. And then when you get time to play it again, pick it up and do the same thing. You don't forget what you were doing, anything like that. And that's what I really like about the EDF series. It's catered to someone like me that doesn't have a lot of time for video games. With all that said, I can't really say much more about it. It's just a classic EDF game that's on the PS4, and I'm kind of sad it's over because now I have no other EDF games to play. I've done them all. So I'm really hoping that we get a new EDF game for the PS5, the Series X, or even the Switch maybe one day. But on the flip side, that's a good thing about EDF games. The replay value is infinite. You can pick it up and play it again and again and again. And that's why Earth Defense Force Iron Rain, Japanese import, is my 4th favorite game that I've played in 2023. Number 3, we have SpiderMan II for the PlayStation 5. Before 2023, I'd actually never played any of Insomniac's Spider-Man games. I didn't play Spider-Man, I didn't play Spider-Man Miles Morales, and I definitely didn't play Spider-Man 2. So I went into this series all in 2023. Not only is this a really great Spider-Man game, it's probably one of the best Spider-Man games ever made. Yes, that's right, I played Spider-Man, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2 all back to back to back in 2023. I wanted to play the first 2 Spider-Man games because I didn't want to go into Spider-Man 2 not knowing any of the story, and I'm glad I did because it was all really intertwined and connected. Doing that made my experience of Spider-Man 2 all that much better, having the full backstory before jumping into this game. What can I say about this game that you probably don't already know? Not much, I'm sure. This was a big budget game, got lots of coverage. The main thing that drew me to this game that I really liked was the fact that Venom was in it. Venom's one of my favorite characters of all time, and seeing him in a modern Spider-Man game was awesome. The one minor nitpick I have about that is Venom was not played by Eddie Brock. It was actually played by, spoiler alert, Harry Osborn. Yeah, why? Didn't really make sense at the time. As the story progressed, I kind of understood more of it. But yeah, it was really weird seeing Venom not as Eddie Brock. A weird choice, but really, I think Venom was well done in this game, and I really enjoyed the segments where you get to play as Venom, as well as fight Venom. That was really awesome. I ended up 100%ing this game. I did everything, every collectible, every side mission, every suit, every upgrade. I literally did everything. I was addicted to this game. I could not get enough of it. They had everything from common, well-known Spider-Man suits to some really obscure ones. They even have the Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man suits in here, as well as the Tobey Maguire suits, even the black one from Spider-Man 3. Seeing all the different suits you could get in this game was really awesome. There's a lot of throwbacks to other Spider-Man games and series, and the history of Spider-Man with all these different costumes you could get. I was really surprised and impressed with all the different suits you could get. Even seeing this classic Spider-Man black symbiote suit reminded me of the 1994 series cartoon. Yeah, I really like that suit. Even Miles Morales gets a whole ton of suits, and I'm honestly not too familiar with the history of Miles Morales, but seeing all the different suits he could get as well, it made a really good, fun time to collect all these different suits for both Spider-Man. Another big thing I really loved about this game was how Spider-Man got the symbiote powers. I loved the symbiotes, the whole history of symbiotes with Spider-Man, and yeah, that was really awesome, and I had a ton of fun. And I got really excited at the end of the game when there's a little, spoiler alert, hint at Carnage. Yeah, I don't know if you guys caught that if you beat this game, but yeah, there's a little tiny Carnage hint there, and I'm hoping in the third one we'll get to see Carnage, maybe play as Venom more. That just makes me really excited, because these games were so fun, and I loved playing as Venom. Another great thing about this game is it's a real scale to New York City. So if you've never been to New York, like myself, up here in Canada, it's cool. You can literally wander around and explore New York City. I thought that was really awesome. And the fact that they made the map even bigger and more accessible than in Miles Morales and the original Spider-Man was even better, because now you could cross over to the surrounding islands of New York as well. They really jam-packed a lot into this game. A lot of side stories, a lot of characters too that I never expected to see in this. Like Kraven was in it, and I saw Black Cat for a little while. Just a lot of great Spider-Man characters and lore in this one game. I also really liked how they were able to balance the story between Miles Morales and Spider-Man. After playing the first 2 games and seeing them come together and team up, that was a really cool addition. Especially when you're doing little side missions like crimes and stuff you're cleaning up, and Miles Morales or Spider-Man will come in and help you out. That was so cool, just getting that little hint of the other Spider-Man and just dropping in to lend a hand. Alright, so to sum up this game, it's a really awesome Spider-Man game, and if you are going to play this one, I highly recommend getting through Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales first, because it'll make your experience all that much better. This truly is one of the best Spider-Man games ever made, and that's why it's one of my favorite games I played in 2023.
Y'all are good. Head someplace safe as soon as possible.
Thank you, Spider-Man. That was the scariest thing ever.
Coming at number 2, we have Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars remake for the Nintendo Switch. This game truly is one of a kind, one of the greatest RPGs ever made in my opinion, and so fun and quirky, and it's the first time ever that Bowser teams up with Mario. The original Super Mario RPG is one of my favorite games of all time, and when I found out they were doing a remake on the Switch, I was beyond excited. I love this game to no end. I love the original, and I love this remake. They did such a great job with this remake, I have no complaints at all. Even better than the original, they added some post-game stuff, and that is just fantastic. This game's not the longest, but the fact they put in the post-game stuff really just adds a little bit more life into this game, and I really appreciate that as a fan of the original. The main concept of this game is Bowser gets kicked out of his castle and he's forced to team up with Mario, Peach, Mallow, and the special character Geno to help get his castle back. Bowser is my favorite video game character and character of all time, and I remember as a kid when I played the original, seeing Bowser team up with Mario, it was mind-blowing. Stuff like this never even entered our minds as being possible, because this was also before Smash Bros. Even came out. So crossovers and weird team-ups like this just were unheard of at the time. This was before Kingdom Hearts, before Smash. Just this stuff never happened, and it blew my little kid mind seeing Bowser and Mario on the same team to take out a bigger, badder evil than Bowser himself. And quite frankly, I loved playing as Bowser, and that's what really drew me into this game. Nowadays, it's far more common. Heck, even in Mario Odyssey, you get to play as Bowser. So yeah, I feel like this game really paved the way for these kind of cool team-ups and crossovers, and for me at least, just seeing this weird combination of characters all teaming up on the same team. I want to mention that I beat this game 100%. I was so into this game and loving it, I just couldn't put it down. I got max levels, I got the hidden casino, I got all the cool items, I did the whole Jinx thing to get Jinx's belt. I did everything possible to do in this game, including both Culex battles. And let me tell you, those Culex battles were not easy. That second one, hands down, is the toughest fight in the entire game. I don't even think it's possible to beat that second Culex battle without being max level, because I tried it in earlier levels. I think it was like 28 and 27 levels across the board, and I couldn't do it. I got up to 30, and it still took me a good half an hour or so to take down that Culex. But despite it being so difficult, I had so much fun. If you never played the original Mario RPG, or even not a big fan of RPGs, I still think you should give this game a try, because I'm not a huge RPG fan, and I still love this game. The dialogue, the quirkiness, the story, everything's really just fun and casual about this game. Heck, you can even play easy mode on this remake, which wasn't an option in the original. I, of course, played on the hardest difficulty, because I wanted to enjoy every moment of this game. And even me being a veteran like this, there was still some pretty tough battles in this, especially those Culex battles. One thing I gotta mention though, is if you're good with the timed hits, which they explain in the game, it makes your game a lot easier, as you can take less damage and do more damage based on your timed hits. So to sum up the Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars remake, I could ramble on about this game for hours. That's how great it is. It really is such an awesome game. I love the original and I love this remake, and I had a ton of fun with it. So I just want to say thank you to everyone at Nintendo and Square Enix for making this possible, because this is one of those games that you dream of getting a remake and you never think it would be possible. It really just took me by surprise when they announced the remake for this. This game still is one of my favorite games of all time, and that's why it's number 2 on my list of my favorite games I played in 2023. Alright, so before we get to number 1, we're going to take a look at a few honorable mentions of games that I played in 2023. Now these ones are just going to be a quick discussion about the games, nothing too crazy, no gameplay footage, just some honorable mentions that I enjoyed playing this year in 2023. First honorable mention is Spider-Man Web of Shadows for the PlayStation 3. Honestly, when I was playing through this game and I beat it, I thought this was definitely going to be one of my favorite games of 2023, and that's until I played Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 5. Honestly, this game was fantastic. This game was amazing, and I enjoyed every moment of it. It had a big Venom story to it, as well as having some battles with Wolverine, had a big open world city. It really was just an awesome experience. In retrospect, though, it can't hold a candle to Spider-Man 2. It really can't. It's older, right? But for the time, I feel like this was the best Spider-Man game ever made. It was a ton of fun. If you want to go back and enjoy some other Spider-Man games, I think this one is definitely worth checking out. Next honorable mentions, well, I have to talk about Spider-Man for the PS4 and Spider-Man Miles Morales, because I played both of these before Spider-Man 2. They're both amazing games. They're both great. Definitely check these two out if you want to play Spider-Man 2. It really does benefit you in enjoying the whole story if you play these two before you play Spider-Man 2. Next up is Odemedius Excellent. Honestly, this game I'd never heard of. I saw it on the shelf at my local retro video game store, and I picked it up because I knew it was a shmup for the Xbox 360. And I'm glad I picked it up because this is definitely a hidden gem on a 360. You could consider this a cute 'em up, where it's a traditional shoot 'em up with cute anime girls. Don't let the look of it fool you though. It's a fun, classic shoot 'em up style game with a little bit of a twist. It's a great hidden gem for the 360, and that's why it's an honorable mention on the games I played in 2023. One last thing, it's actually a cheap game, at least for now. I feel like it'll go up in price once people realize what kind of game it is, so go out there and get this game now, you won't regret it. Next up, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge for the Nintendo Switch. This game is awesome. It's the style of the classic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle beat-em-ups, but with this one you can play with 6 people. Yeah, 6. I actually live streamed this game with 5 other friends, and all 6 of us beat this game. It was a ton of fun. If you like Turtles in Time or the Turtles arcade games, you definitely have to give this one a shot. There's actually another release now with the DLC characters that you could also pick up instead of just the base game like this one. It's a nice throwback to the classic couch co-op days of the older games, and that's why I think we had so much fun in this game. Lots of fun just getting all your friends together in a room and playing through this game. A little bit on the short side, but overall, still a really awesome game that I played in 2023. Next honorable mention is 2 Kirby games for the Nintendo Switch, Kirby and the Forgotten Land and Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is a remake from the Wii game, and Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a brand new game for the Nintendo Switch. I played and completed both of these in 2023 with my youngest kid. He absolutely loved these games. They were a little bit on the easy side for me, but it was a great family bonding time with these 2 games. They both look and play like classic Kirby games. Nice casual gameplay, a really good solid candidate to play with a family member or a friend. Next we have Tetris Effect Connected. This is Tetris Effect but multiplayer. We love this game in the PlayStation VR, and we found out it had multiplayer for the Switch. We picked it up, and my whole family's enjoyed this game together. We love Tetris. It's just a fun family bonding game with a simple concept that anybody can play. So that's why it's on this honorable list of games I played in 2023. This is an awesome version of Tetris with the great visuals and the amazing soundtrack. You should definitely check it out. Next we have Star Wars Squadrons for the PlayStation 4 VR. This was actually one of the last games I played in 2023. If you love Star Wars and you have a PlayStation VR, check this game out. There's nothing quite like flying classic Star Wars ships in VR. Surprisingly, I didn't get motion sick playing this game, which really surprised me because I thought flying around in a TIE fighter or an X-Wing was definitely going to throw me for a loop, but it didn't. Overall, it's a decent game. If you love Star Wars in VR, like I said, check this one out. It's so cool. Next, we have Sonic Superstars for the Nintendo Switch. It's a classic style Sonic game, but with 4 friends. Great family game. We enjoyed the little bit we did play of it, so that's why I threw it on this list of honorable mentions, because it's classic Sonic, but multiplayer. Next, we have The Misadventures of Tron Bonne. I've loved this game for years, but I never actually was able to beat it until now. I beat it in 2023. It was a great experience, and I enjoyed every minute of it. If you're unfamiliar with Tron Bonne, it's very similar to the Mega Man Legends games for the PS1, except you're playing as Tron Bonne instead of Mega Man. This is one of those unusual cases where the game is rare, expensive, and fun. You don't see that too often, where rare games are fun. I'm really happy I was able to wrap this game up in 2023 and finally beat it after having this game for several years. Definitely a great experience, and I had a lot of fun with it. Next, we have Grey Hill Incident, the Abducted edition for the PlayStation 5. I've always been interested in aliens and stuff like that growing up, and I've always wanted a good horror alien game, and we finally got one in the Grey Hill Incident. Starting this game up, I went in completely blind. I played in a dark room with some really nice PS5 headphones in, and wow, this game was really immersive. I have not completed this game yet, as it's actually quite hard, but for the little bit I did play of it, I wanted to throw it up on this honorable mention of games I played in 2023, because I love the atmosphere and sneaking around the aliens. Yeah, it's got a really great vibe to it, and I'm happy we finally got a horror alien game that isn't like Alien vs. Predator. It's more stealthy, sneak around, kind of that subtle atmosphere of horror, which I really enjoy about the Grey Hill Incident. Final honorable mention is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom for the Nintendo Switch. Honestly, it pains me not to feature Tears of the Kingdom in my top 5. Unfortunately, it just didn't quite make it. I love this game. I spent hundreds of hours in it. This was probably my most played game of 2023, to be honest. All the other games I got through, fairly quickly, but this game, just like Breath of the Wild, sucked me in. Now you may be wondering, if it's so great, why isn't it in the top 5? Well, kind of the consensus of this game, which I agree with, is it's Breath of the Wild with DLC. I love the depths of this game. I had so much fun down there. When I first got there and it was all dark, it was creepy. Like, wow, it's such a big open game, and I love that about it. But again, it didn't really do, that much for me like Breath of the Wild. It just did feel like Breath of the Wild with DLC. And again, I had a ton of fun with it. But I had more fun with these other games on this list, so that's why it's in the honorable mentions. It's still an amazing game, and you should definitely check out Tears of the Kingdom on the Nintendo Switch. Alright, you may have seen this coming. It's Pikmin 4. My number one favorite game I played in 2023 is Pikmin 4. I am a huge Pikmin fan. It's my favorite game series of all time. Pikmin 1 is my favorite game of all time. Yes, number 1, I love Pikmin 1. It's such a great game. I love this series so much that my kid's middle name is actually Olimar. I know, a little crazy, right? But yeah, his middle name is Olimar from the Pikmin series. I have to be upfront here and honest. Pikmin 4 is the best Pikmin game ever made. That's right. It is better than Pikmin 1, 2, 3, Hey Pikmin. It's the best Pikmin game ever made. And that's saying a lot coming from me, a huge Pikmin fan. What's great is we have Pikmin 1, 2, 3, and 4 all on Nintendo Switch now. That's really awesome for a huge Pikmin fan like myself. Now, does that mean it's my favorite game of all time now? No. I still love Pikmin 1. It's still my favorite game. The simplicity of Pikmin 1, just something about the game I really love. But we're not here to talk about Pikmin 1. We're here to talk about the masterpiece that is Pikmin 4. It takes everything great about Pikmin 1, 2, and 3 and combines it all into one. Yeah, this is a true Pikmin masterpiece. They brought back all Pikmin in this game. The red, the yellow, the blue, the rock, the flying, the purple, and the poison. And they added in new Pikmin as well as the ice, as well as the glow Pikmin for the night missions. And of course they added Ochi, the little pup. What a great addition to this game. This game is so fun and diverse, and there's so much to do. Like, this really is the perfect Pikmin game. I don't think they could ever top this. With the traditional day missions, they also added night missions, which you could only do at night with glow Pikmin. They added a whole bunch of different maps. You think you're done the game, and boom, here's a new world unlocked. There's so many side quests and little side missions you can do. There's this whole series that you could get to do with Olimar, which is super cool. I don't want to have too many spoilers in this game, but yeah, you have so much to do in this game, it's crazy. I actually completed this game 100%. There is nothing I can do in this game now. I got all the onions for all the Pikmin. I did all the side quests, 100%ed every stage, found every item. Yep, I'm done this game. I literally can't even play this anymore other than these Dandori missions. Speaking of the Dandori, there's this mode where you can do Dandori battles with a friend or a computer. They're also featured in the main story, but the post-game stuff, after it's all done and said and you 100% of the game like me, only thing left to do really is these Dandori battles, which are kind of fun. You basically have a time limit to collect as much goods as you can. Whoever gets the most points wins the round. The first couple of times I played the Dandoris, I wasn't a big fan, but they grew on me. And now it's kind of fun just to play with my kid, or even sometimes if I miss this game, I'll just go in and play against the computer and try my luck. The biggest gripe, though, I have about this game is there's pretty much no replay value. Like, once you beat the game, that's it. You have to just restart. And yeah, that's it. I wish there was, the enemies would respawn. Maybe you could go in and just play some more. But yeah, the maps are completely empty now for me. I can't do anything but just make more Pikmin. But I guess that's why they put in the Dandori battles, because at least the game can still be played to some degree. I really want to wrap up this video and not drag it out any longer than I already have. 2023 has been a great year for gaming, and Pikmin 4, I could go on and on and on about it. It really was just a great experience, and I'm sad it's over, but I had a ton of fun with it. I actually ended up playing through the game twice. Once on the co-op mode with my kid, where basically he controlled the main character, and I was just this little crosshair that would shoot rocks and stuff. Yeah, we played that way completely through it, and then I played through on my own, and that's when I 100%ed on my own. So I got to play with my kid, and I got to play on my own. This game is awesome. I love it, and hands down, it's the best Pikmin game ever made, and it's my #1 choice for my favorite game I played in 2023. Alright, so that was my top 5 favorite games I played in 2023, along with a few honorable mentions. I'd love to know, what are your favorite games you played in 2023? Let us know in the comments below. Maybe I can get to some of those games in 2024. 2023 was an amazing year for gaming, not only for the games that came out this year, but for me personally. I got Mario RPG and a new Pikmin game and the new Zelda game all in one year, and also the SpiderMan game with Venom. Yeah, what a great year for gaming. I really, really appreciate my life in gaming for 2023, and here's to hoping 2024 is just as good, if not better. But let's be honest, it won't be, because there's not going to be Mario RPG, and there ain't going to be another Pikmin. But hey, who knows what 2024 will bring. Now that Mario RPG has a remake, who knows, maybe I'll finally get the Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver remake I've always wanted, or maybe even an Earthbound remake. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank everybody for hanging out and watching. I want to wish everyone all the best in 2024. Thanks again for a great 2023. Alright, that's going to wrap up today's video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'd really appreciate it. You can follow me on social media. The information is on screen now and in the description below. I want to thank everybody for watching. I am the Console Collector, and until the next video, happy gaming.